Winter 2025 is stacked with isekai, but some hidden gems deserve way more love. Today, we're counting down the top 10 underrated isekai anime you shouldn't miss. Number 10. Izure Saikyou no Renkinjutsushi. Izure Saikyou no Renkinjutsushi kicks us off with an alchemy-centered twist on the isekai formula. Instead of flexing with swords or flashy magic, the protagonist wins through crafting potions, forging weapons, and designing gear that flips impossible battles on their heads. I love how the series proves brains can outshine brute strength. Every boss fight becomes a creative problem-solving challenge instead of a brawl. It also has this cozy vibe in between big moments, kind of like a slice-of-life fantasy with an occasional punch of adrenaline. The main character's journey feels refreshingly practical, but still epic, and the alchemy system is detailed enough to make you feel like you're learning it too. Definitely underrated and worth diving into. Number 9. Arafou Otoko no Isekai Tsuuhan Seikatsu. This one's title translates to middle-aged man's isekai mail-order life, and it's exactly as wild as it sounds. Our protagonist is a 40-something guy who gets tossed into another world and basically starts running fantasy Amazon Prime. Instead of slaying dragons, he imports everyday goods and builds a thriving marketplace. What I love is how grounded he feels. He's not a hero. He's just a dude who's clever and resourceful. Watching him barter, negotiate, and hustle his way into stability is oddly satisfying. And it's not just comedy. The series shows how something as simple as soap, tools, or snacks can change lives in a medieval world. It's wholesome, clever, and way more addictive than you'd expect. Number 8. Akuyaku Reijou Tensei Oji-san. This show is comedy gold. Akuyaku Reijou Tensei Oji-san flips the script by reincarnating a middle-aged uncle as a villainous in an otome game setting. Yes, you read that right. Suddenly, this grumpy uncle has to navigate the role of a scheming noblewoman destined for disaster. The blend of cynical, middle-aged inner monologue and elegant villainous mannerisms is absolutely hilarious. Every episode throws him into new, awkward social situations, dodging doom flags, dealing with flustered princes, and trying to rewrite his fate. But underneath the comedy, there's surprising depth, because the uncle actually learns to empathize with characters he once dismissed. It's sharp, funny, and unlike anything else this season. If you're into satire, this one's a must-watch sleeper hit. Number 7. Botsuraku Yotei no Kizoku dakedo. Hima Datta kara Mahou wo Kiwamete mita. The title might be a mouthful, but Botsuraku Yotei no Kizoku dakedo, Hima Datta kara Mahou wo Kiwamete mita is pure hidden gem energy. The premise is brilliant. A noble doomed to ruin decides to use his free time to master magic, and ends up breaking the rules of his fate entirely. What's fun here is the mix of tragedy and ambition. You go in expecting a depressing downfall story, but it's actually about perseverance and growth. The magic system feels layered and detailed, and the fights are visually satisfying without being predictable. I also appreciate how it leans into character relationships and political intrigue, making it more than just OPMC flexes. It's deep, emotional, and thrillingly underrated. Number 6. Nomo no Kuni. Nomo no Kuni stands out because it slows things down. Instead of dumping a hero into an overpowered role, the series throws him into an unfamiliar society with strange traditions, beliefs, and myths. It's less about fighting and more about learning, and I love that. Watching the protagonist adapt, stumble, and slowly earn his place in this mysterious world feels more human than most isekai. It reminded me of reading those old fantasy novels where every little cultural detail matters. You start caring about festivals, food, and language barriers just as much as the main story. The pacing is slower, but that's its strength. It builds a world that feels alive and immersive. For fans of deep world building, this is a hidden masterpiece. Number 5. Mashin Suzuden Wataru. At number 5, we've got Mashin Suzuden Wataru, a glorious revival of mecha isekai energy. The protagonist finds himself in a parallel dimension where massive mystical robots, think mechs with magical souls, are the center of epic battles. It nails that Saturday morning adventure feel while still hitting with heartfelt moments. The humor lands, the designs are gorgeous, and the fights are flashy without being overwhelming. What I found refreshing is how it doesn't just coast on nostalgia. It modernizes the concept without losing its charm. Watching the protagonist bond with his mech feels like watching an old-school friendship story wrapped in epic fantasy battles. If you've been craving something fun, lighthearted, but still impactful, this anime scratches that itch perfectly. Number 4. Salaryman ga Isekai ni itara shiteno ni nata hanashi. This anime's concept is just brilliant. Salaryman ga Isekai ni itara shiteno ni nata hanashi gives us a corporate worker who dies and suddenly wakes up as one of the Demon Lord's 4 heavenly kings. Instead of panicking, he runs the army like a company. Spreadsheets, schedules, HR meetings, you name it. It's both hilarious and clever social commentary on work culture. Watching demons deal with overtime or soldiers asking for better benefits is comedy gold. What keeps it engaging is the balance of humor and actual strategy. The battles aren't just action, they're carefully planned campaigns, like corporate war projects. It's rare to see an isekai embrace satire this fully, and I think that's why it's criminally underrated right now. Number 3. Nihone Yukoso Elf-san. Flipping the isekai trope on its head, Nihone Yukoso Elf-san gives us an elf who crosses into modern Japan. Instead of a hero in a fantasy land, we've got a fantasy character trying to survive Tokyo. The cultural clashes are hilarious. Watching an elf struggle with convenience stores, crowded trains, or vending machines is priceless. But what hooked me was the warmth. This isn't just comedy. It's about belonging, about someone foreign finding community in a strange place. The slice-of-life elements hit hard, especially when the elf bonds with people around her. It's part wholesome, part funny, and honestly one of the most refreshing takes on isekai in years. If you're bored of the usual formula, this is the cure. Number 2. Izure, 2nd season. Now, I know what you're thinking. Izure isn't underrated. But the truth is, Season 2 isn't getting nearly the attention it deserves. While the first season made waves for its jaw-dropping fights and ensemble of OP warriors, the 2nd season pushes everything further. The battles are cinematic, yes, but what I love is the philosophy behind them. Characters clash not just in strength, but in ideals. What does it mean to be the strongest? Is power just destruction, or can it be creation? The tactics are insane, the stakes are higher, and the cast gets richer. If you dropped off after Season 1, give this another chance. It's easily one of the best action-driven isekai of winter 2025. Number 1. Magic Maker, Isekai Mahou no Tsukurikata. Taking the crown at number 1 is Magic Maker Isekai Mahou no Tsukurikata, a series that takes magic building to a whole new level. Instead of learning spells, the protagonist literally invents magic from scratch. Runes, formulas, entire systems of sorcery. Every episode feels like watching a scientist reinvent physics, but in a fantasy world. It's insanely creative and makes you think, wow, why hasn't anyone tried this before? The stakes feel real too, because creating magic isn't just cool, it's dangerous, unpredictable, and world-changing. Watching him experiment, fail, and then achieve breakthroughs is so satisfying. This show is brimming with originality, and honestly, it's a crime that it's flying under the radar. Hands down, the best hidden gem of winter 2025. And that's our list of the top 10 underrated isekai anime of winter 2025. Whether you're into comedy, action, or just unique spins on the genre, there's something here worth your time. Don't sleep on these hidden gems. They're seriously worth the watch. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.